Hi there. Yes, the stock price of Applied Digital has declined by over 45% in just one day. This is bad for shareholders to have a decline like this, over 45%, especially for those one who bought at the highest price, $5. But for my members, this is great because they know the exact price to pay for this stock and they don't face this massive decline. If you watch my video, which is available for members, you know what price I will pay for this company, Applied Digital. And if you know that price, you are protected against this risk, massive decline over 35%. So you have to understand why the stock price has declined and what's the future of Applied Digital. Will the stock price go back to $8 or $20? So let's see. First, you look at the revenue. Surprise, up 22%. And net losses have reduced. You can see here, revenue up quarter over quarter from 40 million to 52 million. Net losses, final net losses, a decline by 50% from 62 million to 46 million. But why the stock price is down? In just one day, over 45%. Well, let me explain. First, you have to read the report to understand their business. They announced that they plan to sell their cloud services business. Here, right? Plan to sell companies' cloud services businesses. And then you have to ask yourself, what does it mean if they sell their cloud services business? What does it mean for Applied Digital? Well, to understand that, you look at their segments. What businesses they have? They have two main segments, right? Cloud services, which is about to be sold, and data center hosting segment. And you can see that for the last 6 months, 2024, cloud services segment represented a big portion of their total revenue. As you can see, 53 million of 124 million. Now, pay close attention to this. They also have data center hosting. But if you look at their operating profits, segment profit here, you can see that for cloud services, they had no profits, only losses, 21 million. And for data center hosting, they have a profit of 48 million. Now, is this good that they get rid of an unprofitable business? Yes, this is good. But you also have to understand the economics of their businesses. Data center hosting, yes, is profitable. This is good. In the long term, can increase more. But you also have to know that their profit margins won't be that high. On the other hand, for cloud services, if in the long term, if they were to continue to grow, their profit margins could have been higher than data center hosting. But for now, in the short term, this is a good thing for Applied Digital to get rid of these cloud services. In the long term, it's bad because most of their profits could have come from this segment, cloud services, right? Now, as they're about to sell this unprofitable business, imagine they pay the price and now they sell it at a lower price because they have those losses. And that's why the market reacted to a decline over 45%, and also the expectations of the market declined because you no longer have cloud services, only data center. And surprise, they want to transform this business, turn this business from a technology company into a data center REIT in the future. And they said that we need to focus on our business. So the future, according to this statement, for Applied Digital is to become a REIT. A REIT. As you probably know, let me show you here. They got a contract of about possible amount of 5 billion to be invested in a facility. And of course, as there is demand for data centers from Meta, you see here their capex over 60 billion, from Amazon, from Microsoft, over 80 billion, 100 billion. The demand is there. But the market doesn't like that Applied Digital is becoming a REIT. They wanted more growth from this segment, cloud services. But that didn't happen. So they want to become a REIT. Will that REIT be profitable? Yes, they are already profitable, as you can see here, segment profit. For the last 6 months, 48 million, and per year, they might make 100 million in profits. And if you look at their operating margins, they are quite high. And if they can maintain these margins, unlikely, but let's say if they can maintain these margins, then their profits can get higher in the future. This is a possibility, their chances. Now, you also have to understand another thing about this company. Because as they have those losses, huge losses, for the last 9 months, over 179 million, they will need more money to fund their operations and invest in their facilities to expand their business. Now, you have to ask yourself, who will they pay for their losses, their expenses? Yes, they say that they have some cash here, 261 million in cash, right? And some debt, but still they will need more money. And you have to ask yourself, who will they pay for their expenses? And the answer is here. You see the number of shares for Applied Digital, an increase from 94 million to over 210 million. You can see here. And more recently, if you look on their balance sheet, the number of shares issued and outstanding reached 233 million, as you can see here. So they continue to issue the number of shares, or here, 230 million from 210 million. And this is value destruction. The more shares they issue, the more you lose in value. So this is another risk you have to be aware of. This company is about to become a REIT, and you have to value it as a REIT. They will take on more debt, they will issue more shares to build their facility, and then you have to see how much money they can generate from their properties. As you've seen, for the moment, their operating profits are quite high, 44 million for the last 6 months, and the revenue was 71 million. So they are quite high. If they can maintain those margins, high margins, that would be great, but unlikely. That's why you also have to be aware of their profits and also the interest they have to pay, future interest they have to pay on their debt, because they will take on more debt, pay interest, and also issue more shares. So you have to understand that the fundamentals, the business, Applied Digital, has changed. They want to become a REIT, according to their statement. And now, if you put a gun to my head and ask me what price should I pay for this stock, you already have my video, which is available for members. And here, you could have seen what price I would pay for this company. And if you pay that price, you are protected against the risk. And by the way, if you join my membership, do this from an Android or laptop to avoid extra fees from Apple. Go to my profile, press join, scroll down, and choose the level you want. And then press join. And if you want better investment ideas than Applied Digital, you can join my Titan Investor, where you have access to my portfolio and my investing course from zero to expert. So that's it for this video, and if you have other questions, please let me know in the comments.